Mr. Paul Lauzon, how are you, sir?
Thank you. How are you?
Good, man. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Cool. So just to let everybody know, because I had a few people ask, like, who's Paul? You know. So when I tell them about Fuad, they say, "Oh, yeah, we know Paul."
Yeah, that's how most people know me.
Yeah, most people know you by Fuad, which was
Fuad.
Fuad Abiyad. He's a IFBB pro. Let's see, he owns Hostile Supplements. Has how many shows does he have now? I know he's got Bro Chat.
3. He's got the Real Bodybuilding Podcast, Bro Chat, and Bodybuilding and Bollocks.
Yeah, I just watched y'all's Bro Chat the other day. Man, since I started this podcast, I just don't have time to watch them like I used to. This is like a full-time job.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You're putting out a lot of content, eh?
Yeah, putting out a lot, man. I'm getting a lot of great people to interview and stuff like that. So
it's time consuming, all the editing and stuff like that.
It is. But I just what I was saying is I just watched your guys this morning. Actually, you got to shave your head.
I did.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Well,
you did shave your head. You lost your bet.
Fuad says it doesn't qualify. He says I got to take it down to the wood. Yeah. So now he wants me to
you're kind of like me.
Yeah, that's why I figured that qualified. You know, I didn't think I had to go like bick it here, but so I got to bick it sometime this week still. And then I got to grow a mustache now too.
Yeah. Now, can you have facial hair at work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not an issue. It's not an issue for us.
Okay. And that was one of the reasons why I asked you to come on the show. I've been talking to a lot of law enforcement officers and stuff. So what is exactly you do?
I'm a Canada Customs Officer.
Okay. Yeah. Now, is that are you guys federal? Because our customs is federal. Okay.
Yeah, we're federal. Yeah, I work at the Ambassador Bridge here in Windsor, which borders Detroit.
Okay.
Which is like the biggest, busiest commercial crossing in North America.
Oh man, that's cool.
Yeah, we get a lot of truck traffic here, a lot of commercial traffic.
Yeah.
Because Southern Ontario, Midwestern U.S. we're right in the heart of the autos land around here. We handle something like 30% of the commercial traffic that comes in and out of the U.S. Canada-U.S. trade at the bridge.
Oh well. Now, are you guys bigger than the Niagara Falls entrance?
Much bigger.
Oh, much bigger. Okay, because that's the only one I know. I've gone through that way, and I do know you guys don't like, even though we're cops, you don't like us bringing our guns, man. You guys freak out.
We used to be able to check them at work, and now they don't really let us do that anymore. But yeah, it's you can come like for hunting purposes, things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we used to check them all the time for law enforcement back when I first started working there. But lately I'm in commercial, right? So I don't really deal with that so much anymore. But it doesn't really happen the way it used to happen. We used to have we had like a whole area for U.S. Law enforcement, to check their firearms when they came over. But we got rid of that a few years ago now.
Yeah. So you guys can't have any firearms in the country? No, you guys, not you. I mean, you guys. I meant the citizens.
Oh yes, you can. Yeah, we can. We have restricted licenses and non-restricted licenses.
Okay.
Non-restricted is like your long guns, rifles, shotguns, and then restricted is your handguns.
Okay.
So it's a more intrusive background check. It's a more thorough training to get the restricted. But our laws are much different as yours. Like as far as the storage of your firearm in your home, like ammo has to be stored separately from the firearm itself. For a handgun, if you want to transport it, like let's say you're going for a competition shoot somewhere, you have to get authorization from the local police department to transport your gun from your house to the wherever you're going, and it has to be transported in a certain way in a locked box, again with ammo separate from the firearm. And our laws are very strict with firearms here.
So you don't have? Can you have concealed weapon permit or no? You guys have that? You guys don't have that?
No, we don't. No. We come across it all the time at work. People who, just because they're not familiar with our laws, will come across it all the time at work. But no, in Canada, there's no concealed weapons permits.
Yeah, bro, New York is bad. You been to New York?
I've been to Manhattan. I've been to Bev Francis's gym. I've been to Syosset. Is that how you say that?
Yeah, Bev Francis. Yeah,
Syosset, I think you say it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I've been there, and I've been there. I've been to Manhattan twice, and that's it though.
Yeah, I don't know if can you guys carry outside the country?
We can actually,
Yeah.
as law enforcement. I don't do it
Hmm.
myself. You know, I do actually go to Detroit pretty often for shopping, you know,
Hmm.
sports, whatever. Because like we're literally like a 5 minute drive, you know, across the border to Detroit. And I love Detroit. You know, it's like
Yeah.
nothing you see around here.
Yeah. It's
But
funny you mentioned that. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I interviewed, you know, Ron Love.
yeah, oh yeah, I know
Yeah,
Ron Love. Yeah,
I interviewed him last night. I just posted
did you
it. Yeah,
really?
yeah. You
How's
know,
he
he's a
doing?
Detroit police officer.
Yeah, ex-police officer. He got shot in the knee. That's why he
Yeah,
retired.
man. Oh man,
Yeah.
you got to watch it, bro. It's
I have to.
funny.
I didn't know that. I love
Yeah,
Ron. How's
yeah.
he doing now? I heard his health wasn't so great.
Nah, he's doing good. He's talking about
Is
making
he
a comeback. He's talking about he's about to turn 70 and he's going to do the Masters.
really?
Yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah, I
yeah,
love Ron. Yeah,
yeah.
Ron still trains at Powerhouse Detroit.
Yeah, he's been calling out Robbie Robinson. He wants to go against him.
The Black Prince.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I used to go train when I was like 19 years old. When I first got into bodybuilding, I used to drive over to Detroit at night and go train at the Powerhouse in Woodward, which is the original Powerhouse gym, the very first one that the Davish family started. And Ron was you know, a fixture there, and I
Hmm.
believe he still trains people there.
He
At least he
does.
was.
He
Yeah,
does. Yeah, he does.
yeah. Ron's a Detroit legend.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's cool. We talked. Man, that was probably my longest podcast. We talked for almost 2 hours. Of course, the first hour was cop talk and stuff. So
Really? Have you ever
yeah.
been to that gym, Powerhouse Detroit?
No, I have not.
Oh,
I've flown into Detroit as a layover, but I've never actually
if
been
you
to
ever
it.
get a chance, if you like those old school hardcore gyms,
Oh yeah, yeah,
you got to visit it one day if you're ever in Detroit. It's there's so much history to that gym.
yeah.
Linda Murray trained there, Ron Love, you know,
Mhm.
Samir Banu, Tom Platz. You know,
Yeah, we talked about all them, man. It was really cool.
yeah, yeah. I got to watch that.
Yeah, and you know, Ian Harrison, he came on too.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
from England. Yeah.
Yeah, Ian came on, and he because Ian and I are kind of friends now. I had him on the show a while back, and
Really?
he lives down here in Florida. Yeah.
Oh, he does now.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Wasn't he from England though back in the
Yeah,
day when
he's
he
from
competed?
England. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
He kind of started the same time that Dorian Yates did.
Yeah.
They thought he was going to kind of be the next Dorian Yates too. You know.
He had a great physique, and
Oh yeah.
you know, I've been a fan of bodybuilding since I was a little kid,
Hmm.
and I remember Ian Harrison, like he didn't place all that well back in those days. Like, I mean,
Hmm.
you know, like he placed high. Don't get me wrong, but he never, like, I don't remember him ever winning a show though back then. Unless it was maybe one of the Grand Prix shows or something like
Yeah, I
that.
think he won a couple Grand Prix, but as far as the Olympia, I think the best place he got was maybe I think he got the top 10 one year.
But he was an impressive dude, man. Like he was big. He
Yeah.
was, you know, he had shape for a big dude. He had an impressive physique.
Yeah, he went into pro wrestling after that.
Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that. Like
Yeah. You know,
WWE.
no, he did a little bit of that. And then Jimmy Hart started his own wrestling organization.
Did he really? The Mouth of the South?
Yeah, the Mouth of the South. This was back in I think the late 90s, early 2000s. Okay. It didn't last very long, but he wrestled with them. And, you know, he knows Hulk because Hulk Hogan lives down here and all that stuff too. So,
oh, do you happen to know Hulk Hogan or have you met him or anything?
I've met him, but no, I don't. Yeah.
No, I'd love to meet that guy.
Yeah, I'd love to have him on the show. I've messaged him a couple times, but
that'd be awesome.
Nothing yet. Yeah.
Do you remember a bodybuilder from back in those days named Akeem Albre? Big dude from Germany.
I'd probably know if I saw him.
I remember he got in the wrestling around that same time. I'm just wondering if he was in the same federation that Ian was in.
Yeah, I don't know. He never brought him up.
No.
Yeah, there's a lot of wrestlers who live down here, right? Because Orlando is WWE's wrestling school.
Oh, is that where they have it?
Yeah, their official school's here in Orlando. So
really?
all the up and coming stars are there. And who else lives here? John Cena lives here.
Oh wow.
Geez, Hogan. There's a bunch of them that live here.
Really?
So yeah.
Florida's a place to be, eh?
Yeah, man. And John Travolta lives in my town.
No way.
Yeah, he lives
really?
He lives right down the road. He's got an airstrip here.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah, he goes around town and hangs out with everybody. And
really?
Yeah. It's really cool.
Isn't he married to what's his wife's name?
Kelly Preston. She just died.
Yeah. Oh,
she passed away last year, I think.
Oh man.
Yeah, she had cancer. So,
oh wow. Okay. Yeah. That's really cool though. Yeah, I mean, not that he's hangs out with the locals. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, he's pretty cool. So,
yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. So how long you been with Customs?
This is my 20th year.
Oh, yeah, same here, man.
Yeah.
I just hit 20 with I'm with the sheriff's office down here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like what kind of work do you do? Like you're a police officer, aren't you?
Yeah, police, sheriff. I don't know if you guys have sheriffs up there.
No, we don't.
Yeah. I mean, there's the sheriffs run the county,
Hmm.
and then there's the cities that have inside the city. But the sheriff, like a lot of places up north, like New York and all that stuff, the sheriffs don't have a lot of power. But
Really?
down in the southern states, the sheriffs have the highest power in the county.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, but we're just like regular police officers. We work calls and serve
Okay.
warrants and all that
And then
stuff. So,
do you still have state police on top of that as well?
but our state police just works traffic. We have highway patrol.
Oh, so they're exclusively highway patrol.
They're specifically traffic. They work the interstates and stuff.
They don't
So
they don't do any community policing at all?
no, no,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
You get stopped on the interstate by one of them, you're fucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
They got the reputation for being mean
yeah.
dudes.
Oh, dude, yeah, dude. Don't even show my badge because that'll even piss them off even more.
Really? Yeah.
Trust. Oh, dude, I had one give me a ticket for a window tint violation one year.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah. I showed him my badge. He looked at it. He says, "Nah, I don't need to look at that."
Really?
Yep. He said, "Here you go."
Wow. You know, it's funny. I find in the U.S., my experiences in the U.S., there's more badge courtesy given by other law enforcement than there is here in Canada. I find just my experiences there.
Yeah.
Like whenever I brought my badge with me across the border and used it anywhere, yeah, I just seem to get more courtesy than I do in Canada.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. It for overall it is, especially bro. If you go down south to Miami and stuff like that, you go out there and tell them you're a cop, they'll take care of you, man.
Yeah, they love their law
Like, yeah,
enforcement.
oh yeah. Like if you ever go out on a
Yeah.
cruise or the airport or anything like that, find a Miami-Dade cop or something like that and tell them who you are, they'll hook you up.
Really, eh?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. They'll
huh,
take care of you.
yeah, yeah. Well, whenever we're still in lockdown here right now.
Yeah,
So
I was gonna talk to you about that. I saw where Ian was talking that his gym got shut down and everything.
yeah, so yeah, we're officially on lockdown right now till June 2nd.
Jesus, man,
Um,
that is crazy.
I know it's been going on. We've had the lockdown came in. When was it? Back in I think it was late March. It started,
Mhm.
and yeah, I mean it's been a pretty it's been a tough year or so around here with this stuff. It's people are getting fatigued with it. You know, it's
Yeah. I mean,
it,
are your cases high?
uh, I mean, depends on what you think high is. I mean, we're a province of 14 million, and like today I read the cases were like 2,500.
I mean, are they increasing or are they seeing a decrease in?
They're definitely on the decline now.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
we were a little bit late with the vaccinations as opposed to you guys. You guys were like vaccinated pretty quickly and pretty
yeah,
heavy.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was pretty slow roll up the vaccinations here in Canada,
Mhm.
but now they're ramping up. So as they're ramping up, the numbers are going down pretty good now. So
Mhm.
hopefully after June 2nd, that's the end of it. No more lockdowns. We're hoping
Oh
because
man, God, it's
it's
been
getting tough on
crazy.
people. It's getting really tough on people.
Mhm. So,
Yeah.
is your gym open or no?
Fuad and I have been lucky. We have a friend that has like it was already a semi-private gym,
Mhm.
and now he just made it private. So there's a handful of people that go there, just mainly professional athletes, and people with exemptions due to
Mhm.
medical reasons.
Mhm.
So it's a very limited number of people who go there. A couple of, whenever we go there, there's never more than maybe two or three others in there, if that even.
Yeah.
And it's a key access gym, so you can access
Mm.
it 24/7.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
yeah, but it's a bit of a drive for us though. It's about 30 minutes. It's about a 30-minute drive for us where we have to go for it.
Mm.
So it adds a little bit of time to the day right now, but I'm just thankful we've had a place to go all this time.
Yeah. Well, that gives Fuad a chance to drive one of his new cars, anyways.
Yeah, which is like every other month.
Yeah,
He was just
actually,
looking at something last week.
TRX or what was he? What's he wanting to
Yeah,
get? He's wanting to trade both his cars in. He had it all set
yeah.
up. I was watching this one. And I was just,
Yeah. He was thinking we'll get the new Ram there, the TRX,
yeah,
the super fast one, but then
hmm
out of the last minute he changed his mind. That's
yeah,
Fuad. He doesn't keep cars for more than a year usually.
yeah.
A year's a long time for him.
I used to be like that till I bought a Tundra, and I love it, man.
Yeah,
I'll never get rid of it.
really.
Yeah,
Toyota, eh? You ever had
yeah.
another Toyota before?
No, it's my first Tundra. I had a Dodge Ram before that. I had the new Ram, the Bighorn, and I actually had the lemon law it because of the transmission.
Oh yeah,
And yeah, so I got rid of it, and because I love Dodge, Dodge trucks are beautiful.
yeah, yeah.
But no, then I got this Tundra, and man, it's great. I love it.
I love the Toyota 4Runner.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
SUV. I
Anything
love it.
anything Toyota lasts forever.
Oh, the quality. Yeah, I
Yeah.
had a couple Hondas, and Yeah, like they never go in the shop, those cars. They're always,
Mm-hmm.
super reliable. But now actually I have a Ford Explorer now. I just got it a little while ago because, two little kids now, need a little bit more space.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. I love my Explorer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been looking to get a cheap little car to drive because the gym I go to, my coach lives in Orlando,
Hmm.
and his gym's in Orlando, so I have to drive. It's about an hour, and
An hour
although
one way.
yeah, an hour one way. Although I love this truck, it sucks on gas, you know.
Yeah. What's gas prices like in Florida?
I think I just got gas yesterday. It was like 270 a gallon.
Oh man, that's cheap. Is it you guys have been affected by these disruptions?
No, we had a little bit, not
Yeah.
much. I saw a couple gas stations that ran out a little bit. You talking about the pipeline getting shut down?
Yeah.
Maybe? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think the bigger cities got it hit, like
Okay.
Atlanta and maybe Jacksonville. But no,
Okay.
we weren't that bad.
Man, we just got this new tax
Yeah,
put on our gas that just came into effect a couple months ago. Our gas, so you guys go by the gallon, right?
right.
Which is we go by the liter. So I believe there's roughly 4 liters in a gallon.
Mhm.
So right now our gas is on average about $1.30 a liter. So if you times that by four, we're paying
Holy
about
shit!
five. We're paying about 5.20 a gallon.
Yeah, our diesel's even cheaper than that.
Yeah, our diesel's about the same. It doesn't. It's not really a much of a difference between our diesel and your regular gas. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's expensive gas right now here.
Mm. Well, so how back to your job? Are you so you got 20 in? How many years you guys got to do before you retire?
Well, it's for us. It's a bit of a formula. You have to be at least 55,
Yeah.
um, and after 25 years, it's 50%.
Okay.
And then every year after that, you add 2% to a maximum of 70%. Percentage being percentage of your 5 best years.
Mhm.
So right now I'm entering my 20th year. I feel like I'm getting myself ready to transition into something different pretty soon. So I'm hoping to do 5 more max, and then right
Mhm.
now, so I'll be 49 this year. So actually, I'll have to put in 6 more years
Mhm.
in order to qualify at 55. So I'm looking at transitioning myself out in the next 5 to 6 years. I'm hoping
Yeah.
if everything goes right.
Yeah, we're on state retirement, and I don't remember what the percentage was, but I know we have to have 25 in before we're eligible. So I'm
Yeah.
43 now, so I'll be 48 when I'm eligible.
Okay. Do you
So,
have
and
a family?
I'm the same way. Yeah. Well, my kids are grown, so
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah, I have a fiance now. So
Okay. Okay. You
yeah,
had kids younger then?
yeah, I had kids when I was young. When I was real young. So actually,
Really?
I got a grandkid on the way. Yeah,
No way.
yeah, my daughter.
Really?
She's 22. Yeah, she's pregnant. Yeah.
You don't look like your grandfather.
No, I tell people that when her and I go walking in the store together, I think people think she's actually my wife and we're having a kid or something like that.
I waited a little bit later in life to have kids. I got a 6 and a 10-year-old.
Oh yeah, you definitely waited late. Yeah.
Yeah, I lived a bachelor life
Hmm.
up until my late 30s, and then I met my wife and settled down.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I'm kind of transitioning, and I'm hoping this podcast stuff takes off, but it's just so hard, man. It's I've been I've been on it. This is your number 19th show. I started it in what month are we in? June?
Mhm. Just
Uh
about.
March, April. I started it in April. So April, May, June, almost 3 months.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and it's doing really, and I've already had some great, Rich Kaspari, John Romano,
Oh yeah, gentlemen too. Eh?
yeah, Love. Yeah, it's doing good. It's just social media, man. It's hard to get those followers and stuff on Instagram, man. You gotta just
Sure
like,
is.
you gotta like all these things all day long, put comments on everybody's things so
Yeah.
they'll follow you back. And
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
just go like I'll in between, like when I'm at work, I'm on admin shift, so I work Monday through Friday.
Hmm.
So on my lunch break, I'm sitting there just tagging everybody and putting comments. I just put like random thing or something. I find myself, I do it so much that you see a nice girl, something like that. You put the flames or whatever, the little
Right.
emojis. I'm doing it on guys now. They probably think I'm some homo or something. So if you get an emoji with like a hot flame on I apologize, man.
That's okay. I'll just think it's almost like a bot kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of lucky in a way. Like, no one would know who I was if it wasn't for Fuad.
Mhm.
And, so, I don't really, have to put myself out there much because everyone just sees me through his stuff. So, You know.
Yeah. But you are getting a little more popular with it now, huh?
Well, I've been on the bro chat a little bit more often, and the bro
Uh,
chat seems to be getting really popular with people. So I think that's obviously where it's coming from.
mhm. Yeah, I've been communicating with Fuad for a while now. So
Have you?
yeah, I've been trying to get him on, but he says he's busy and all that. I said, okay, damn it.
Yeah,
I said, I'll get Paul on then. I'll get them. You
well,
want to
yeah,
be
well,
like that? Okay.
you kind of went up them a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's elusive. He's busy these days with the supplement
Oh yeah, I
company
know. I know.
and the gym's starting to come together now too. And
Mhm.
yeah, he's got a lot on his plate.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't even imagine running a supplement company and doing this too.
right. Yeah,
It's just, yeah, it's crazy.
yeah, and he does it all like yourself. He does it all himself. All the editing, all that stuff. He does it all.
I mean,
So
bro, I knew nothing about this. I didn't know what editing was. I didn't know what monetizing meant. I didn't know anything. I just started
mhm.
watching YouTube channels, and actually, Fuad was a big inspiration for me to
Yeah,
start this. Yeah, him and
yeah.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, well, yeah, Fu and I were talking about Joe Rogan the other day, and I love Joe Rogan too. But
Mhm.
I feel like since he left YouTube, since he's just on Spotify now,
Yeah.
like I'm watching him a bit less because back on the YouTube days, you could always click on like a couple of clips of his shows,
Mhm.
and and then if I was interested, then I'd go and watch a whole episode.
Mhm.
But now like there's not too many clips on YouTube right now, and
Mhm.
I don't know, I'm not watching it as often now, but I
I'm not
do.
either. Yeah.
Yeah, you think it's
Yeah.
because of that? You think it's because of the Spotify
It
change?
is. It is because I
Yeah,
look for I look for the show. I like watching these like UFO stuff and all that. Guys
me
talking about
too.
UFO. Yeah, that's like my favorite.
Yeah,
And you can't find them.
yeah,
No, no, you can't
yeah.
find them.
And then
Uh,
yeah, and you don't know what point of the episode he's talking about that anymore because
mhm,
back in the YouTube days, like you'd have that clip from it, so you could kind of piece together where about the episode it was if you want to
mhm,
watch more of that part
mhm.
of it. But now, like you don't really have the ability to do that anymore.
No, it just amazes me. And you see the show. The guy just sits there. He has no script in front of him.
Hmm.
Nothing. He's got his cigars or whatever,
Hmm.
and then talk about shit.
Yeah,
They just sit there and bullshit, and he gets
yeah.
over 1 million followers every show, and it's just amazing. It's just
But I think that's probably what it is, right? Like, because you could tell, like, he's genuinely interested in the people that he's interviewing.
Mhm, mhm,
So you could tell that. So that I think that's what makes it interesting because,
mhm,
like, if there wasn't a camera in the room, he would still be asking this guy the same questions.
mhm, mhm.
So it's kind of like you're in on the conversation. That's what I always liked about Joe Rogan's show too, and Fuad too. I think he's kind of taken that on a lot with his show too. His shows,
I'm learning that, and I'm learning how to interview more. Like I used to do, like the official "Welcome to Talking Fitness," and this is so and so, and I'm getting more relaxed now. My notepad, I always would pre-write the show, and I'd sit there and look at the list, and I'm
yeah,
learning just to. It's coming. It's coming.
yeah,
I'm learning it. So
yeah. It's a skill like everything else.
yeah.
It's
So
there's a lot to it. I couldn't do it.
what I tell you, if I would, because everybody that I reach out to, I tell them who I am and what I do for a living, and they're all
Mhm.
very supportive of law enforcement. I don't think if I was a police officer, I probably wouldn't have as many people willing to come on the show as I have.
Well, I mean, who knows? But I mean, but I think it's great that what guys like you and you are doing, and
Hmm.
Fuad and a lot of these, I think it's great because especially right now during these COVID times,
Hmm.
like here in Canada, like there's nothing to do, man, and there's no like new movies coming out, there's no new shows coming out, there's nothing to really distract, and
Yeah.
sports at times hasn't been distracting, enough. So I think it's great that you guys are doing this stuff. It's
Hmm.
content for people to watch, and I think podcasts are only going to grow from here.
Yeah.
Myself, I wasn't even watching podcasts before. I'd watch the odd Joe Rogan one, but that's it.
Hmm.
But now, like, I'm watching David Patrick. I love watching Jay Cutler's channel.
Hmm.
I watch Nick Strength and Power. Of course, I watch all Fuad shows. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm watching way more podcasts than ever before. And I think most people are like me. I think they're just discovering podcasts, and I think it's only going to get bigger.
Yeah, it is, and it's doing really well, I think. And of course,
Yeah,
it hurts me at the same time too, because as soon as I started, all these other pro bodybuilders were all starting theirs, and
yeah. Fuad and
yeah.
I talk about that too, and that's good too. I mean, competition's always good,
Mhm.
but I mean, but at the same time, you'll see who's got the lasting power and who doesn't, because, like you said, it's work.
Mhm.
It's like everything else. Like some people, unfortunately, will fall off just because they won't be able to put in the work to
Yeah.
to keep it going. And I think you need to have regular content with a podcast to keep people interested. Otherwise, you're going to move on to something else.
Oh yeah, yeah. I could definitely see where people would just give up and say, and I can't do this anymore.
Right? Yeah, it's a lot of work. And if you're
So,
not getting the views, I can see how it can get frustrating and just
mhm.
give up on it early on.
Yeah. No, I've noticed my views jump up. I was shoot, my first few shows, I was barely getting over 100, and Rich Kaspari just broke 2,500.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's I'm not making any money yet. So I didn't do this to get in the money.
Right.
I compete and stuff like that, and I'm in my 40s, and I know that my bodybuilding career is coming to an end.
Yeah.
So I want to do something to help, and I don't want to do personal training. So I figured, you know what, let me do this. I can help people and stuff. So,
Yeah. Hey man. Yeah. Maybe you'll find.
yeah,
Maybe if you found your niche, to transition
yeah.
into.
Hmm.
Yeah. I never really got into personal training either. I
Hmm.
enjoyed it. I tried did it for a little bit, but I never enjoyed doing it.
Hmm.
I've been blessed with judging. That's been a great way for me to stay in the sport.
Hmm.
Because I haven't competed in about 12 years myself. And
Hmm.
at this point in time, I'll never get back on stage again. But I love how judging and being in the
Hmm.
podcast and that keeps me involved in the sport.
Yeah, I saw your pictures when they were rating you.
Yeah.
Man, those guys are rough on you, man. I
Oh,
tell
they
you,
are for sure. Yeah,
they
that's
are.
okay. I
Yeah,
can take it. I got
yeah.
thick skin.
They pick on. I was gonna actually. You didn't come on with your glasses on. I had my glasses ready. I was gonna throw them on.
Oh man, I forgot to bring
Yeah,
them down here. I
yeah.
might have an old pair
I
here
was like,
somewhere.
I feel you, bro. I'm gonna put my glasses on.
I definitely see a lot better than mine.
Yeah.
Getting old.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
So let's talk about you and Fuad.
Yeah.
How long have you guys known each other?
I met Fuad. Man, we both worked at the same. Well, I was bouncing. I used to bounce a lot before I started working at Customs and that. I was working downtown a lot in nightclubs and strip clubs and that as a doorman. And when I was kind of getting out of that now and moving on, I also worked at we have a big casino here in Windsor, and I worked as a security officer there too. And when I was transitioning out of that, the nightclub work, Fuad was getting into it. He was starting to work at the club that I worked at, so we kind of knew each other in passing there. And then Fuad started competing right around that same time, and I was already judging. So as a matter of fact, I judged his first show, and I bust his balls all the time about it, how I gave him a gift he shouldn't have won. But yeah, I judged his first show, and at that time we knew each other, but we weren't friends yet. We became friends, and then I was involved. I got involved competitive bodybuilding at an early age. At 19, I did my first show, and I competed for a couple of years, and then I got away from competing for about 10 years. I took a 10-year absence from the stage. And when I wanted to compete again, which was 2005, the first time I got back on stage, I asked Fuad to help me, because like I knew him a little bit at that time, and I knew he was on his way now to becoming a pretty high level bodybuilder. And so I wanted his help because I wanted someone who was who's up to date in the sport.
Right.
I'd been away from the sport, from the competitive side of for about 10 years. So I asked Fuad to do my diet for me, and from there our friendship just grew. We became training partners and best friends. And
yeah, cool.
Yeah. So
yeah, now you go to his shows with him and stuff when he was competing?
Yeah, I used to. Yeah, yeah, because like I said, back then it was my bachelor days, so I had freedom to travel whenever I wanted, and I was involved with the sport as a judge too. So it was great for me to go to the pro shows with him and watch pro shows when I was coming up to amateur ranks as a judge, because it gave me another perspective on another side of the sport, the higher level side of the sport. So I feel like going along with Fuad for a lot of those shows early on in his career helped me become a better judge too.
Yeah, I saw him. Were you here when he did the Orlando 2015?
That was his first pro win. Yes, I was there. I actually got on stage with him after that.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah. Bob Ciccarello was emceeing the show.
Yeah.
And when Fuad gave a speech after the show, he was like, "Oh, but this is fine. Me and my training partner, whatever." And then Bob was like, "Where's your training partner at?" And Fuad was like, "He's right there." And he's like, "Get up there." So I went on stage with him and stuff and celebrated with him. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that. And I mean, now that I think about it, I remember seeing him. I remember him winning. But I was watching. A friend of mine was competing in the NPC portion of it.
Yeah, there was a couple stages.
Yeah,
it was in that big convention center, right?
Yeah, Orange County Convention Center. Yeah,
that was Ian Valeri's first pro show too.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. I don't know if you remember Ian in that show.
Yeah.
I think Ian placed I want to say like 5th or 6th in that show, I believe. And that was his debut, his pro debut.
I told this story. I interviewed Guy a couple weeks ago.
Cesternino?
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Guy's awesome, eh?
Yeah, God, he's
a funny guy.
Yeah, I'll tell you more later. But I was telling him a story. I did my my first big show. I did the Tampa Pro, obviously the NPC side.
Mhm.
So I got backstage and I was late for some reason. I got off work late or something like that because it was in Tampa and it's only like an hour from here.
Mhm.
So I got there and I got in to get sprayed into the tanning booth, something like that. And there was only one person in there. And I come around the corner and there's this big motherfucker in there getting sprayed. And I didn't know the IFBB guys were coming in the same place that we were getting sprayed or something like that. My
Mhm.
girlfriend was competing at the time, and I just walked out and my face was like white. She's like, "What?" She's like, "I was like, you should see the size of this motherfucker in here." I'm like, "There's no way I'm going to win this show," you know. And so some guy just come walking in, and then he come walking out. It's like, "Bro, who is that in there?" And, "Oh, that's Ian Valier. He's a, he's a Canadian champion pro." And I'm like, "Oh, Jesus, thank God." So I told God, because I've been trying to get Ian to come on the show,
Yeah.
and I've messaged him. I didn't want to put it in a message, but I told Guy, I said, "Listen, you need to tell him that him and I have seen each other naked, so he can at least come on my show and talk to me a little bit, you know?"
Well, make it less awkward now.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But
I
yeah.
judged Ian as an amateur.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, him and his brother-in-law Chris and his wife Melissa. Excuse me. I judged them all the year the three of them all did the provincial championships, which was the Ontarios.
So you strictly do Canadian judging?
I'm professional now,
Okay.
but I just got my professional status in 2019,
Hmm.
and then COVID began. So
Hmm.
last year I wasn't able to judge any shows, and all the Canadian pro shows were canceled.
Hmm.
So I'm hoping to judge pro shows this year, but the way things are looking, like we still, if you leave the country right now, you have to quarantine for 2 weeks and you come back. So it kind of complicates traveling right now. So
Yeah.
even if I was asked to judge a show in the States right now, it'd be difficult to make it work with having to quarantine when I get back and work
Yeah.
schedules and whatnot. So but so yeah, anyway, yeah, I am professional now. I am also international
Oh, wow.
qualified, but it's just I'm unable to travel at the moment.
Yeah. Is that stressful when you're judging a show? Can it be stressful?
It is, but I love judging.
Yeah.
And I've learned from a couple of the best judges in Canada.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if you know who Ron Hache and Rudy Jambrosic are.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're like sort of like our Canadian Steve Weinberger
Hmm.
and Jim Mannion. Ron's our president, longtime professional judge. Ron's judged Olympia many, many times.
Hmm.
And Rudy is like our Steve Weinberger. He's like our national head judge.
Hmm.
He's a professional judge as well. And I kind of learned under those guys. And so I really look forward to the competitive and big shows because I feel like those are the ones that I've been working for,
Hmm. Hmm.
and I really work hard on getting my calls right. So I try to give everyone a fair look, and it stays with me if I feel like I didn't do a right call. So
Hmm.
yeah, I look forward to those big events. They're a pleasure to judge.
Yeah, I've always been fascinated by that. I don't ever plan on being a judge, but I thought it'd be pretty cool.
I
Is it
love judging.
is it hard to become a judge?
In Canada, we do have a bit of a process. Yeah. We like first of all that there can't be any kind of conflicts. Like you can't be a personal trainer,
Hmm.
because then it automatically brings up conflicts of interest when you're
Yeah.
judging athletes and you're coaching
Hmm.
athletes. But then we have a testing process that we go through. It's sort of like first you have to like apply for it. You have to submit a resume, and the executive committee looks at it. Decides if you're qualified, whatever, to come to the next stage. The next stage, they give you like a written test, and then after that, you have to test judge a show. So if you pass all three of those all three of those requirements, then you start at the first level. You're a level one judge, and you work your
Hmm.
way up from there.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it took me. I've been a judge for over 20 years. I've been a judge for about 20. Uh, yeah, probably about 21 years now. I've been a judge,
Hmm.
and 22 years, and so yeah, and I just turned pro. I got my pro card, I should say, in judging 2 years ago. So it was a 20-year process for me.
Oh, well. So you gonna come down here to the States and judge any or?
I would love to. I would want
Yeah.
to, and I
Yeah.
want. That's why I just can't wait for this COVID stuff to be done. So, shows are back to normal. Like even in Canada, like almost all of our shows were canceled last year. There was literally like maybe 2 shows in all of Canada last year because everything had to get canceled. Fuad and I put on a show together, 2 shows actually.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw you guys talking about it. Did it do good?
And normally we have 1 show in Toronto and 1 show in Windsor. Our Toronto show is always one of the biggest amateur shows of the year. We get anywhere from 200 to 300 competitors every year at that show. Then our Windsor show is smaller. Windsor's a smaller city than Toronto, but we'll still get about 100 competitors for that show, give or take. But last year we had to cancel both. This year, because of so many restrictions, still we decided to put both shows together and hold them on the same day. But to be honest, we don't know what to expect. It's about 7 weeks away now. The show, no, slightly more now, about 8 weeks away. And right now we're still in lockdown. So like I don't want to cancel the show at all. Like it's my full intention to put it on still. And Fuad's do, but we got to go by whatever they're going to allow us to do, unfortunately. So hopefully things are going to start looking better around here as far as letting up some of these restrictions, and the show will go ahead as planned.
Yeah, that's got to be a lot putting a show together, huh?
Yeah, it was the first few years, but now we've been doing it together now for about 11 years. So now we've got it pretty good. We've got a great team that helps us run the show. Where our venues, for the most part, except for this year, we changed the venue. But we've been working with the same venues for many years, so they know exactly what we need and want. We all work together really well. So no, it's not that much work anymore. It's a pleasure doing them. But this year and last year canceling has been a disappointment. I'm really hopeful this year we don't have to cancel. I really want to put the show on.
And that's NPC, right?
Well, it's CPA, which is the Canadian Canadian arm of the NPC.
Okay.
We're all under the same umbrella.
Okay. So they call it, is that a national qualifier?
It is. It's our shows are national qualifiers, and then from our national qualifiers, obviously, they're national qualifiers, but our national shows are pro qualifiers.
Okay.
And then we also have international shows that are pro qualifiers in Canada as well.
How many pro shows are in Canada now?
3 pro shows. There's Vancouver, Toronto, and Niagara Falls now.
Niagara Falls would be a cool one to go to.
Yeah, that's Bob Ciccarello and Mindy O'Brien. There's a Niagara Falls pro years ago, if you remember.
I think I remember hearing of it. Yeah,
it's actually it was a long running professional show. Ron Love actually won it one year.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I forget what year it was. I think it might have been like 1990 or 89 around there. But Ron won the show one year. But anyways, it was a long standing professional show for many years, and then somewhere in the 90s, it got canceled, and it was gone for many years. And then last year, 2 years ago, Mindy and Bob Ciccarello brought it back.
Yeah, I wish they would bring back these tours. They did like Night of Champions and all that stuff.
Yeah, Night of Champions. Yeah, well, New York sort of became the Night of Champions. The New York Pro became the
I guess so.
But it's not the same.
Well, the whole group of them, they would all go on tour, like the Grand Prix tour, I think it was.
Oh, after Olympia.
Yeah,
the European Grand Prix.
European Grand Prix. They got rid of those, right?
And all the top Olympic guys would always do it. Yeah, that was great back in the day.
I wish they would bring that back.
I know. They didn't they do it a couple of years ago. They did like a mini Grand Prix kind of. They did a couple shows right after Olympia in Europe.
They might have.
Yeah, there was remember back when Gunter upset Ronnie at one of the Grand Prix. Yeah, those shows were awesome. Yeah. That's back in the old magazine days.
Speaking of Ronnie, man, he's hard to get a hold of. I would love to get him on the show.
Really?
Yeah, I've been trying. If I could just get to talk to him, to tell him who I am and stuff like that, with him being a police officer and stuff like that, I know he.
Yeah, you have a connection there.
Yeah.
Ronnie's a proud ex-police officer.
Oh yeah. He loves talking about that stuff.
Have you ever met him?
Yeah, I've met him a couple times. I actually met him. He did his last guest posing at Dexter Jackson's show. I was there. It was actually one of my first shows I did. It was him, Jay Cutler, and Dexter. We're all on stage together.
Oh man!
It was like the last time they were all together.
Oh, that would be awesome.
I think I can't remember what year it was. I think it was like 15 or 16.
Really?
But right after that is when he started kind of going downhill. I think he had his hip replacements and his back surgeries and stuff.
Yeah. It's sad to see Ronnie now, compared to what he used to be.
Yeah. Did you see his movie?
I did.
Yeah.
But the nice thing about it is like he has no regrets.
No.
He wouldn't go back and change the thing.
No.
Actually, I just saw something recently that he did stem cell therapy.
He did. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think Joe Rogan got him onto that.
Was it Joe Rogan?
Yeah,
Okay. 'Cause I
Joe
know
Joe
Rogan's had
Rogan
it.
hooked him up with his doctor on one of his shows.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know Joe Rogan's had it done before too. But
Hmm.
yeah, I just saw a clip somewhere. I think it was a post by one of the magazines, MD or someone, that Ronnie successfully undergoes stem cell treatments and is now pain free. I didn't click on the story to read further into it, but that's I've never seen the headline just in the last week or two.
Bro, speaking about treatments, I don't know if you have. I'm sure you have knee pain and elbow pains and stuff like that.
Back.
I just got PRP injections,
Oh, really?
bro. One of the best things I've ever done. I did
Really?
it. I'm on my second week, and I did legs. What's today? Monday. I did legs yesterday for the first time,
Really? What was
and I
the
had
injury?
zero pain.
What was the injury?
Uh, I had two surgery. I had two torn patellas on the right, and it's just joint pain. Just from I'm 6'4", I'm tall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm a big boy, and I'm 285 right now.
Oh man, okay.
Yeah, so my joints kill me. After
Right.
after a leg workout, if your joints hurt more than the muscles, then something's wrong. That's what my problem. And
Sure.
I'm just like, man, because I want to do masters next year. I came really close to getting my pro card this year,
Really?
and yeah, and well, the end of last year. So I want to try again one more time, and I got to put on a little more size. Of course, me being 6'4", I got to be over 300.
Yeah, yeah. Which pro qualifier are you thinking of doing?
The Masters Nationals.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
everything's been in here in Orlando, so that's why
right.
I'm
You ever
doing
think
it.
about the North Americans?
No, I haven't yet. Next year is when I'm going to focus on what shows I'm going to do.
The
So
only
I'm just.
reason I'm saying that is because if I'm not sorry to cut you off.
Mhm,
The only reason I'm saying that is because if I'm not mistaken, at the North Americans last year, they gave out pro cards to the top two in every class.
mhm. They did that.
So,
They did that here in this year.
oh, they
I,
did.
yeah, I missed it by one spot.
Oh, you were third.
Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah.
Who got the pro card?
Oh God, I don't even remember that one. It was a guy from New York. I know was one of them.
Okay.
It was in the super heavyweights.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. There's a lot of good masters competitors nowadays.
yeah.
It's
And it was
there's
one
a good
guy from
fan bases.
California, I think, that came.
Really.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys, the level. I feel like the level of competition at your nationals compared to our nationals historically has always been a
Hmm.
little bit of a gap there.
Hmm.
I feel like the gap has closed quite a bit in the last few years now, though.
Hmm.
But I still obviously with a country 10 times the size of ours,
Hmm.
the gene pool is that much bigger. But
Yeah.
but
But anyways, man, the PRP injections.
yeah, yeah,
Highly recommend it, man. Highly recommend it.
yeah.
Anybody out
Fuad's
there
a big
listening?
advocate too,
Yeah, because it's all natural. It's your blood. They pull your
right?
blood out, spin it down, take the platelets or whatever, and spin those down and
Right.
put it in. And yeah, I actually posted it on my fan page thing with actually getting the injections and everything.
Was it
So,
painful?
um, not really. They freeze the area, but I
Oh, they
mean
do.
the needle is like this friggin' long, dude. It's huge.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
freeze the area, so you don't really feel it. The only thing is you feel the sensation of the fluid filling up your knees,
Okay.
and it's kind of weird. My right knee wasn't so bad, but when he did my left knee, I could tell I had more injuries in there because I could feel the fluid hitting the injured area of the joints. And
Okay.
and you could tell he says, if you've got some areas that like scar tissue and different things, he says you're going to feel it once this fluid hits, and you could
Really.
feel it. Yeah.
Really, eh? Yeah. A lot of, do you have to stay off it now for 8 weeks too or so? Stay like no training legs for a little while.
No, he told me 7 days, 7 to 10 days. He wanted me not to train heavy.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't train legs at all for, of course, everybody loves that, not training legs for 7 days.
Yeah, give you an
Yeah.
excuse not to. Yeah.
Yeah. But yesterday was my first heavy day. I only do hack squat. I never do free weight. And I
Mhm.
got up to 5 plates, and dude, I've never gone more than 3 plates without wrapping my knees. And I just kept going. And I know
Yeah.
I could have went 6, 7 plates, but I said, no, I'm not going to push it.
Really, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the one advantage that you have in Florida is, you guys that's sort of like where all the anti-aging doctors, all the hormone
Hmm.
specialist doctors are.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
here, like there's some good doctors in Ontario, like but you have to drive a bit. Like
Hmm.
in Windsor, you're going to be hard pressed to find a good doctor for that treatment.
Yeah.
I'd be more inclined to go somewhere like Toronto to get that treatment done if I was to
Hmm.
do it
Hmm.
here. But Fu has had it done several times on injuries, and
Oh,
he's
has
always
he?
had success with it. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
had it
Yeah.
on
I
quite a
love
few
it.
different injuries.
Yeah. That's my first time getting it done. And he wants to evaluate me in like 60 days. And
Really?
yeah, he's actually, if you look back at my shows, I have a segment called Ask the Doc,
Okay.
and
Yeah. Yeah. I think I see that.
he's my doctor. And so if you ever come down here, man, I'll he takes care of you. He takes care of law enforcement and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd love to. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what really intrigues me is BPC 157.
I've heard of that. I've never used it.
I haven't used it either, but it really intrigues me. It's a peptide, right?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like amazing for healing of soft tissue injuries.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've yet to try it myself.
Yeah.
I've had more than my share of tears,
Mhm.
but I've only had one that I've had to get surgery on. I had my labrum reattached 3 years ago now.
Yeah, I saw the when I was looking at your Instagram earlier, I saw where you were laying in bed and they had it marked on your shoulder.
Yeah,
Is
well,
it?
what happened was I tore my pec really bad when I was training for the nationals back in 2007,
Mhm.
and but the pec tore in the fibers. It didn't tear from the attachment,
Mhm.
so I was unable to get it fixed.
Mhm.
So I think all those years of lifting after the injury, all the compensating for it, my shoulder and whatnot,
Mhm. Mhm.
I think is what helped lead to my labrum eventually tearing.
Yeah, I tore my pec 2017.
Bench press.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Flat. It's always on the flat press. I don't know if
yeah.
anybody ever.
From what I read about it, something like 90% of all recorded pec tears are from the bench press.
Yep.
Yeah. You still bench?
Yeah, I still bench. I
Me
don't
too.
go. I may go 3 plates.
Yeah.
That's about as heavy as I go. And I was doing 4 plates whenever I tore it. And as soon as I came down, I felt it. It was like a zip tie. You
Oh,
could
you heard? Did you
like
hear
that
the tear?
zip. Yeah, you could hear
Yeah.
it. You could feel it. Yeah. Thank
Did
God I
yours
had
tear?
somebody spot me.
Did
Oh,
yours tear for the attachment?
it tore off the bicep.
Oh, okay. So you had it reattached.
Yeah, I had it reattached.
Okay.
And
Mine wasn't a rip like that. Mine was more like a pop. Like
Mhm.
I remember it like sort of like spasmed while I was pressing. It spasmed like really like hard, and then
Mhm.
it just like literally felt like it popped. It was it
Did
was
it
really hard
roll?
to
Did it
describe.
roll up and everything and
Yeah,
bruise?
I don't know if you can see it there, but I have a big
Mhm.
gap right
Oh
there.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
yeah, right there is where my pec rolled up to, and it
Mhm.
looks like shit. I fucking hate
Yeah.
it, but looks
Well,
like I
if you're
got
not good, like I went to my doctor and he was like, he says if you're going to keep competing, he says, yeah, you got to get it fixed. He said, but if you're not, he was just going to let it go. So
yeah. But you know what I found has happened since then though is just like the obvious things like loss of strength, but it feels so weird training chest when you only have like one pec really.
yeah.
Like you'll do like a dumbbell press and I don't get a pump on this pec anymore, because it's half gone.
Mhm.
It's just strange, and it also it sort of changes your mechanics a little bit too in lifting.
Mhm.
Um, which also makes sense if the muscle is no longer there.
Yeah.
But I wish mine would have tore right off, then I could have had it reattached.
Mhm.
But whatever.
Yeah. No, it's good now, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's strong as I know I could probably bench pretty heavy, but I just don't. Yeah.
yeah. Well, and
I don't need to. I'm maintaining and I want to put on a little more size, but I'm fairly comfortable with how my chest and shoulders are. I'm pretty good. My legs
yeah,
is where I got to work on. It's all the judges have always told me. They're like, dude, if you get your legs to match your shoulders and your chest, he's like, you'd be unstoppable.
it's
Is
tall.
what
It's always tougher for taller guys'
Yeah,
legs. It seems like you used to have just such a larger frame to fill out, and
I know.
it's difficult.
What's that guy's name that's been on y'all show? Jamie,
Oh, the big guy from
the
England.
British guy. Yeah,
Yeah. Sorry, his
yeah.
last name is escaping me right now. Joe Hall.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Yeah, he's a
yeah.
giant.
Oh my god, man! I wish I had his legs.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. His updated pictures I just saw too. Look like he's having a good off season.
yeah. He's
Looks like
doing really
he's
well, man.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the New York Pro?
It was pretty good. I just watched the highlights. I had to work, so I didn't stream it. Normally, I would have. I could have went. It was right here in Tampa.
Right. Oh
So
yeah.
yeah. So I plan on going to the Tampa Pro. So
Oh yeah. When's that one?
I have to look it up. I know it's what's his name's putting it on. There's a show in the Bahamas coming up, I think, in a week or two.
Oh yeah.
It's called the Puerto Rican Classic, and it's in the Bahamas.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, Tim Gardner puts it on.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
Tim, yeah. Wings of Strength is that the name of
yeah. Let
his
me
shows?
see. Let see what he says when it is. Tim's a good guy, man. I've met him a few times.
Yeah, I've met him once or twice myself.
Yeah, he lives here. He lives in Tampa.
Yeah. Yeah, he's always
Yeah.
posting stuff with the Bucks.
Yeah, he's a big Bucks fan. Let's see, the Puerto Rican Yamamoto Nutrition Puerto Rican Pro. That's June 26th in the Bahamas.
Is that Tim's show too?
Yeah, that's one of his shows. New York Pro. Is New York Pro his show?
New York Pro is Steve's show. Steve Weinberger.
That's Steve Weinberger. Let's see. He doesn't have. Why he have his Tampa Pro show posted?
I thought Tampa was Tim's.
No, Tampa is Tim's. Yeah,
it definitely is.
Yeah, it's definitely his because I've done it. Let's see. Tampa Pro 2021. What is that? That's not it. That's skateboarding. Yeah, every time you pull these weird shows up, and they're like, I got one that was like tennis one time. Tampa Pro body. Yeah, Tampa Pro, Tim Gardner Productions. August 6th and 7th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's right after July.
Our Toronto Pro show is August 20th, so it's right before that.
Yeah, what's Ian doing?
Ian, I believe he is doing Toronto. He might be doing Tampa too, actually. Not come to think of it. Yeah,
that's the one. That's the one he lost to Hunter.
Yeah, last year. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that was a great battle between those two last year. Yeah, I thought that Ian. Well, then Ian beat him at the Olympia. Yeah, Ian looked great at Olympia.
He did. Yeah. I was there. It was awesome.
You were at the Olympia last year?
Oh yeah. I'll be there again this year. Yeah, it's in Orlando again.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. When is the new date this year again?
October.
October, right?
Yeah, it's mid-October.
Okay. Yeah, if we could travel by then, I'd like to go see it too.
Yeah. You have to let me know if you come down, man.
I will, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I'll let you know if we come down, because like I said, my wife and I were looking at maybe like a condo or something in Florida in the not too distant future. And I have a friend who just bought a place down there, so we're thinking about maybe going to stay at his place for a week and having a look and see what we think.
Yeah, definitely. We'll hook up, man. We'll go work out and stuff. Man.
Yeah. Are you anywhere near? Where's Flex? Flex is in Boca Raton.
No, Boca's Flex moved. Flex is in Vegas now.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah. Flex moved.
His old gym was in Boca, wasn't it? By Blackstone in that.
Yeah, I think Redcon's still down there.
Okay, is that where Blackstone is too?
Yeah, Blackstone's down there too.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Tampa is where you want to go the good gyms.
Really?
There's a good powerhouse gym there. There's a couple other good gyms there.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of the pros and stuff train over there.
Well, which city's Nick living in down there? Nick's in Florida right now too.
Nick's down near Dave Palumbo down there somewhere near West Palm, I think.
Okay.
I think he's over in that area.
There's so many big cities in Florida. Like in Ontario, where I'm from, there's like 3 or 4 big cities. In Florida, there's like 20 big cities.
Oh yeah. There's plenty of. Now, you guys, are you wanting to like be near the water or central, or how you want to do it?
I don't live near the water myself, although in the suburb that I live in, there's a couple of man-made lakes. But as far as where the Detroit River is our closest body of water, I guess. But yeah, I'm in South Windsor, which is probably 15 minutes from the waterfront.
Now, what about down here? What are you wanting down here?
You know what? I don't know. I just want a vacation spot for me and my family to go to. Like in the wintertime, we can go there, for a weekend or spend a week or 2 there, whatever, and then I was thought, and perhaps, I might even maybe look into Airbnb-ing it when we're not using it, because we probably wouldn't come down there in the summer months too much because it's so warm here and we have a pool here and stuff like that. But in the wintertime, we would definitely go down there and use it. So I don't know, something near a beach at least, something within a short drive to a beach. Obviously a good area. So I don't know. It's just something we just started recently discussing, so we haven't done a lot of homework on it yet.
Yeah, well, just tell you the further south you go, the more expensive it gets.
Is that how it works? Pretty much.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, once you get past Tampa and all them down there, you're going to spend some money if you're looking at Miami or Fort Lauderdale or West Palm.
Yeah, I know those areas are out of our reach.
Sure. You could be close to Trump if you go to West Palm now.
Yeah, Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
Well, where's DeSantis live?
DeSantis is up in Tallahassee, I think.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's Florida State territory, Seminole territory, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like Seminoles?
I used to be a huge college football and basketball fan. Ever since I had kids, I don't have much time for that stuff
Yeah.
anymore. But yeah, I used to, yeah, I love Florida State. The Bobby Bowden days.
Mhm.
Yeah, Deion Sanders. Going way
The
back there.
the family that lives here that where I live, they're all alumni Florida State people, so I get free tickets every
Oh,
year.
really?
So, oh yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's awesome. What's
yeah.
the name
This
of their
guy,
stadium?
uh, I can't remember the name of it, but the guy that his name is Al Dunlap. If you ever Google him, he's got his own. There's a practice field up at Florida State. There's a school of business, and it's all in his name. There's a big statue of him on the campus.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah. So every year I get a phone call from the guy that is in charge of like Florida State. He calls all the people that live here and I want to know how many tickets we need and
Really?
all this. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
But
awesome.
what is the name of their field? I'm actually a Gator fan, but I don't
Are
tell
you?
them that.
Well,
Yeah,
that's the big rivalry, right?
yeah,
Florida State,
yeah,
I guess.
yeah. So I only go to the Gator games. So when they play here in Gainesville, I get tickets. Now when it's in Tallahassee with Florida State, I get the good treatment because I get to go up in the suites and
Okay,
all that stuff. So yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, don't they? What do they do? Don't they come up with the big arrow at the beginning of the game and that they shoot the arrow with fire or whatever it lights up?
Yeah, and it's funny because the Indian comes out riding the horse and all that stuff like there. Well,
Right,
I live on a horse farm, and that horse is here on this farm.
the same horse they use.
Yeah, the same horse they use.
Oh, that's crazy.
I think his name's Geronimo, or I can't remember his name. So
Really?
yeah, I'm just told nobody touches that horse. So every day I drive by to make sure nobody's messing with the horse when I come home from work. So if you ever come into town and you want to see the horse, I live on like this crazy farm, man. They got zebras and all kinds of stuff out here.
Really?
So, yeah, it's really cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I got a pretty good gig, man. I will say.
Really? Eh? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Florida sounds like a great place to be, and
Mhm.
especially right now, it's like you guys didn't lock down at all during all this last year and a half or so, did you?
I think we maybe a month. I don't even think we went a full month
Really? I just love how it's just,
on lockdown. Yeah.
I just love how there, like everyone seems to have like, not just freedom, but like, it's just not so authoritative. It's not like
Mhm.
so run by government. It's people have freedom there.
Oh yeah, I was born here, so I've lived here my whole
Oh,
life.
were you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what's going on around here lately, but it's.
Uh, you're too close to those liberal states, man, especially
Yeah.
Michigan.
Yeah. Well, we have a liberal prime minister right now too, so it's
Yeah,
kind of the direction of things right now, I guess.
yeah. How's Canada after all this stuff with and I hate talking about politics on here, but
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, we can get off that. Sorry.
George Floyd stuff, just real quick. How is
Uh, there was some protests and stuff here too.
yeah.
I mean, not to the extent that you guys were experiencing by any means,
Hmm.
but yeah, there were some protests here for a little while at least. You don't really see too much of it anymore.
Hmm.
But yeah, for a little while there
Yeah.
it was going on here too.
Yeah. Mm.
There wasn't so much of the defund police stuff and things like that there was in the U.S., but
Hmm.
there was talks of reform and things like that too.
Yeah, we were crazy, man. We were on standby for, because we're close to a lot of big cities. So
Yeah, yeah,
our SWAT team and all that stuff was on standby.
really, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, sometimes like especially Canadian, like the US that they show you on the news is completely different than the US that I experience when I go there to visit.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
sometimes you think by our news that the US is like, like a civil war going on or something like that. But
Uh-huh.
every time I go there, like it's great. Like I have great experiences there, and
It's funny you mentioned that because I competed out. I do the police Olympics every couple of years.
oh yeah,
So
okay.
yeah, yeah, they have bodybuilding and it's the venue
Yeah.
changes. I've been to Italy. I've competed in Ireland.
Mhm.
It was actually supposed to be in Vancouver 2 years ago, and
Oh,
California picked it up.
oh really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm getting to is I went to California and I'd never been to California, and I always hear these
Either.
bad stories about LA and all this stuff and how crazy it is and the people are crazy, and dude, it was one of the best places I ever been.
Really?
Yeah, so the nicest people, I don't know if just because I'm some giant over there, but everybody was really cool. I loved it. I've had a great time. My
Yeah, I've never
girlfriend,
been
yeah,
to
my
California.
girlfriend and we loved it. We're like, dude, we could easily live here.
Really,
Yeah,
eh? Well,
yeah,
I guess that's the nature of media, I guess. They're going to show you
they're going to show
bad
you
or
that.
good side of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they show you all these tents on the side. And we saw some homeless people, but it wasn't nothing.
What they say.
Nah, nothing like it was on TV.
Yeah, from what I'm reading over here, it's like everyone's fleeing California in droves right now. You know,
Now I believe that because they were
taxes.
locked down for a long time, and I think they're still partially locked down.
Are they really? Yeah.
Yeah. The businesses out there are getting pissed and they're getting hurt.
That's
You know.
that's what's happening here too. The businesses are getting really hurt.
Yeah, man. They're actually arresting people, and it's crazy.
Yeah. Crazy times.
Mm, yeah. So how often you and I wanted to ask you this earlier when we were talking about
Yeah.
Fuad. You guys train together pretty much every day or what?
Yep. Yep. Every day, pretty much. Like there's the odd day. Like today, for example, he had
Uh-huh.
somewhere to be. I think he had an appointment at like 5 o'clock today, and I had to wait till my wife got home so I could leave because our kids are doing online school right now. Schools are closed, so I had to stay home with the kids, help with their work until my wife got home. So today we couldn't meet up, but it's pretty rare. Like I would say, 90% of the time we train together.
Yeah. Now, how you guys train? How many hours you guys train? An hour, 2 hours, or what?
No, not 2 hours. No, we don't like what we. It's kind of funny what we do. Like especially right now because we have about a 30-minute drive to the gym we go to.
Mhm.
We talk about everything in that 30 minutes, and then when we get to the gym, we don't talk at all.
Mhm.
It's like an unspoken thing amongst us. We don't say like, okay, time to shut up now. We just both put on our headphones once we're warmed up, and we don't really talk to each other again until the end. So
That's the way it should be.
yeah, that's the way I train. That's why whenever I'm not with Fuad, I tell people this all the time, and I tell Fuad this all the time too. I don't know, like whenever Fuad's an intimidating guy, right? He's a big dude. He's
Mhm.
pretty intimidating looking.
Mhm.
So when I'm at the gym with him, nobody bothers us. People
Mhm.
don't even come near us. They're too afraid to.
Mhm.
But when he's not around, I don't know. People feel like maybe I'm more approachable. So
Mhm.
when he's not around, I get people coming up to me all the time in the gym, like asking me questions and things like that, and it drives me nuts, kind of, because
Mhm.
I like training with no talk. I like to focus what I'm doing while I'm there for that hour or so, and then I'll do my talking afterwards. But I really like to get that mind muscle connection going,
Mhm.
and I don't like to get disturbed when I'm training.
Yeah.
And when he's not there, I get disturbed a bit more.
Yeah. Guy says he stresses out a lot about the shows. Like he worries about material. Like you guys are gonna run out of material.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Fuad's good at kind of sort of directing things. He's
Yeah.
very good at that, I think. So
Yeah.
I don't worry about it myself. I just kind of like I've I never really did a podcast before Fuad asked me to do one,
Mhm.
and I'm not good with public speaking or anything like that. I get very nervous in front of
Mhm.
crowds when it comes to me speaking
Mhm.
by myself in front of crowds. That's one of the
Yeah.
things I didn't like about bodybuilding was I love bodybuilding, but when I got on stage by myself, I got really nervous.
Yeah.
Um, but I feel like when I'm on a podcast and we're just I can just see the other guys on the screen and we're just having a talk,
Mhm.
I get very comfortable with that. And
Yeah.
so I don't know, it kind of flows very naturally, I find that way. And
Mhm.
I don't feel like yet the conversation is forced at any times
Mhm.
because it's just a bunch of like-minded guys. Like we're all just a bunch of meatheads at the end of the day,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we all like the same things. We're all like,
Yeah.
we're just talking shit basically.
And I'm the same way, man, because a lot of people, when I told them I was going to start a body cast, I'm real quiet, this the cop in us.
I am too.
We stay quiet and everybody's like, "You're going to do a podcast?" Like, dude, you never say anything.
Yeah.
And it's just something when I started, of course, the first couple shows I did, my anxiety was through the roof.
Yeah.
But as it's gotten better and I've gotten more better with my interviewing techniques, and it's not so bad,
Yeah.
yeah, like you said, it's totally different than public. I'm not too bad at public speaking, because I'm used to. I was in the canine unit for
Oh, really?
10 years. I had a dog. And
Okay.
we had to do a lot of canine demonstrations.
For schools
So
and stuff
for
like that.
schools and stuff like that, and like different, when we were out looking for donations and stuff like that, like we got a lot of retirement communities here, so all
Mhm.
their like crime watch meetings and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I did a lot of guest speaking and stuff. So, but yeah, I was never really, really good. I never really wanted to be in front of people and talk to them and stuff like that. But doing this it doesn't bother me. Like you said, it's just different.
Yeah.
And you're talking about something that you're passionate about.
That's what makes it so easy, I
I'm
think.
passionate about bodybuilding. I'm passionate about law enforcement, and
Right.
I love talking about both. So
Yeah, and like meeting people who are from the same, have the same interests. It's
Mhm,
cool learning about each other. I find,
mhm,
like
mhm,
learn like what's things like where you're from. You know what I mean? Like, how did you get involved in this kind of
mhm.
sport? I know
Yeah,
how I got involved, but how did you get involved in?
yeah,
I feel like because we're like-minded people, the conversations flow very naturally.
yeah. And I'll tell you, your interview has been great. My interview with Ron, because we talk about you just feel more relaxed. It's your comfort zone. And
Yeah.
I interviewed a girl, and her name is Jeanette. She's a police officer down in Key West. She's a
Okay.
WBFF.
Oh,
Uh,
right. Okay.
yeah,
Um.
Paul Dillette's show.
Yeah. Yes. Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
That Paul Dillette started that here in
yeah,
Ontario back in the day.
yep, yep. So her podcast was good. We talked for. When we finished the show, I think we recorded for about an hour and a half. I think we talked for another hour afterwards about
Yeah. Really.
that stuff. Yeah, I just love it.
Yeah.
I love the people I'm meeting, and it's just great. Yeah.
Well, one thing that Fuad told me before, like he's like one thing that helps him from getting nervous on the podcast is
Hmm.
like I can just delete anything. He's like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
if I do a podcast and I don't think it's if it's that bad, I don't have to post it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess that's one way to keep your nerves down too.
It is. It is. It is. I gotta tell you a funny story though. I the other day when I messaged you about coming on the show, my girlfriend, I was like, "Yeah, I'm getting Paul on the show." She's like, "Paul?" I'm like, "Fuad." "Oh yeah." And then I could tell she was kind of like, "Well, why are you having Paul on the show?" Not to be anything bad about
Yeah.
you, but I said, "Listen, I have a motive behind this." I said, I said, I'm gonna see what Paul's interests are. I'm gonna get him down to Florida, and I'm gonna kidnap him, and I'm gonna make Fuad come on my show, and if he doesn't come on my
Totally
show,
ransom.
I'm not gonna release him.
I'll like to
I'll
think you
send
come
him
for
some
me.
random videos of me hitting you in the face or something.
Yeah, like a proof of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You coming on the show or not?
Yeah, yeah, I'm getting tortured in the background or something.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I like to think that he would go on your show in order to save my life, but I really don't know for sure that he would do
Yeah, yeah.
that.
That would be a good test.
It would depend if he's busy or not, probably.
Yeah. No, I know it. I've asked him a couple times, and I know he's busy. That's God, I can't think of it. Dave Palumbo. I'm working on Dave too, and
Oh yeah,
Dave told me, give me a month or two. He said he's just swamped too. So
yeah. It's a busy time right now too. With like I know, like I said, like my kids are homeschooling right now too, so
mhm.
that just adds another level onto things right now. Like it's because you have to be there to help them and things like that. So
Yeah, I'm a firm believer. All things come to those who wait.
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, I think you're doing a great job what you're doing.
yeah.
You've had some big guests on already. Like
I
I'm
have,
actually
man, and I've been bugging Lee Priest for a while,
really, yeah,
and yeah, because he's real pro law enforcement. He loves talking about all that stuff.
yeah,
And
yeah.
just out of the blue, 2 days ago, he'd been kind of blowing me off, and all of a sudden he messaged me without even me. He's like, "When do you want me to come on the show?"
Really, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So we're setting up a day to do Lee. So
Oh, cool. Well, there's a lot of military guys that probably, there's a lot of military in bodybuilding too. Probably a lot of those guys
yeah,
with your connection with law enforcement too would be
yeah.
happy.
I'm reaching out. I'm sponsored by Gaspari now,
Oh,
and
are you good?
yeah, yeah. So I had Rich on the show, obviously, and stuff, and they're helping me out and giving me some of their stuff. I'm more sponsored. They're more interested in my podcast
Yeah,
and stuff. So, and they're helping me, and their media people are reaching out to me and asking me what I need, and they're promoting my show on their sites, which has helped my audience views gone up too. So,
yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Gaspari is one of the biggest names in the
yeah,
industry.
man, yeah, it's great, and yeah, so
Yeah, I've met Rich once at a show with Fuad back a long time ago. I think it was in Dallas we were at, and we shared a shuttle from the hotel to the venue, and I
mhm,
briefly met Rich. Yeah, he was a gentleman.
yeah. Where's Ben been? Has he been on the show lately?
Ben Chow? Yeah. I'm not sure how recently, but yeah, Ben's still a regular though.
Okay, yeah.
Ben's a dad now too, a new dad. So life's a
He's
little
working on
shorter.
his getting his pro card too, huh?
Yeah, I told him once things open up, he should try getting his pro card down here, one of the Canadian international shows.
Hmm.
He I mean, why not? Throw your hat in the ring there too.
Yeah.
Ben's what impresses me the most about Ben is his strength.
Oh
That
yeah,
guy
he's
is.
super strong. Yeah.
And it just seems effortless, his lifts.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like he'll squat 6 plates like, and he just like looks like it's nothing to him. Looks like it's a warm up weight.
Hmm.
I'm extremely impressed with that guy.
Yeah, he was here at Olympia. He was with one of the booths. I talked to him for a few minutes. So,
Yeah, he had a sponsor there last year. He was with, I forget the name of the company now, but yeah, he was, well,
yeah, I
he's
don't
with
know.
Hostile now. Who had signed him
I know. I
a while
saw
ago.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and Ben's a great trainer. He's an intelligent guy, and
Mhm.
he's great for the brand too. Yeah, he
Mhm.
adds a lot to the
Now,
brand.
now he came in the picture because him and Luke were good friends, right?
Yep, yep, and
Yeah.
that's one thing I wish I would have had a chance to meet Luke myself.
Yeah. I met him.
Did you really?
Yeah, Tampa Pro. That
Oh,
same year that I saw Ian naked. Yeah, I met Luke.
was that the year that Luke and Dexter competed?
Yep. Yeah, it's when
And
the Dexter one, Luke
second,
got second. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, oh
I
really?
I still have the memory of Luke walking into the elevator with a microwave. And I was standing in the microwave looking at, I was just kind of like looking at like, bro, I said, where'd you get that microwave? And he said he just went to the store and bought it. He said he got tired of going because they have like a community microwave for
Yeah,
everybody. Yeah.
yeah.
He got fed up and went to the store and bought a microwave.
That's awesome. You know,
Yeah.
from judging a lot of shows, like sometimes I'll judge like up to 20 shows a year, and so you're always in hotel rooms, for the weekend. And a lot of these hotels don't have microwaves, and again, they'll have like a common area
Hmm.
where they have one, just like he's talking about. And I bought myself a small microwave too to carry with
Hmm.
me in my
Hmm.
car. That way, I always had it with me for these road trips.
Yeah.
It's,
Something happened. I don't know where, if it's national, but here in Florida, they took all the microwaves out of the hotel rooms.
really,
And somebody obviously did something stupid. They probably tried to cook a freaking chicken in it or something.
or
It
put a dozen
exploded.
eggs in there or something
Yeah,
like
or
that.
somebody
Something
was
stupid.
cooking
Yeah.
meth in it and exploded.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, who knows, eh?
Yeah,
Some Breaking Bad
yeah,
stuff or something going on there.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's the big drugs up there? I was going to ask you. Is heroin big?
Right now it's fentanyl, that fentanyl shit.
Yeah, same. Yeah, that they're cutting it with the heroin and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of the street drug, like the dirty street drug shit, like that fentanyl.
Ice.
Uh, yeah, I don't know if we see. I don't know how much that stuff is around here. My wife is a social worker,
Hmm.
so she sees that stuff a bit more than I do. Working in the communities, so she's a little bit more aware of what's
Hmm.
is prevalent right now than I am. At the border, it's we're looking for like the big shipment stuff, which you know typically isn't those. Because I mean, you might get the precursors coming in with that stuff, but you don't so much get like meth per se coming in. It's more like
Hmm.
cocaine and things like that we find.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Of course, we got it coming through Mexico with us.
Right,
So.
right. We yeah, we the biggest thing that comes into here is probably cocaine and guns too. There's a lot of gun running here, gun
Mhm.
smuggling, I should say. Because guns are so regulated here. You got a lot
Well,
of
a lot of
guns.
Middle Easterns come through Canada, right?
Sorry.
The Middle Easterns, they come through Canada, right? People from the
Yeah,
Middle East, yeah.
like they come here first before they go to the
Yeah,
US, you mean?
yeah,
I don't know. We do have a large Middle Eastern population here.
yeah.
So yeah, maybe. Well, and there's a very large Middle Eastern population right in Detroit, and Dearborn, which is where those
Michigan's, yeah, Michigan's got a lot.
Michigan's big.
Minnesota.
Yeah. Well, Dearborn, I believe, is the biggest Middle Eastern area outside of Middle East.
Mhm.
It's very Middle Eastern there. There's
Mhm.
some great restaurants, so I tell you.
Oh yeah, I like their food.
Yeah, I love going to Detroit. Detroit, the restaurants over there are so much better than over here.
Mhm.
You get like the best of everything over there.
Yeah, you guys, what? Maple syrup. That's about all you guys have. Huh?
Well, pizza. Windsor, we're known for our pizza here.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got a lot of Italians in Windsor. I'm Italian. We have a lot of Italians here.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I
yeah,
wouldn't think pizza would be big up there, but I guess so. Yeah.
yeah, we have like a little Italy in Windsor where a lot
Hmm.
of all the Italian restaurants are at. There's some really good restaurants there.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm not sure how much it is now, but we used to have a large Italian population in Windsor.
Hmm. Yeah, somebody's creeping in behind you there.
And my cat, my
Oh,
kids. Yeah, it's a cat. My kids. They taught me to get a cat a little while ago.
oh, jeez.
Yeah, that's a kid's. Yeah, it's like I've never been a cat guy, and
Uh-huh.
I got two daughters, right? And
Uh-huh.
after a little while, I couldn't say no to them anymore. They wanted a
Hmm.
kitten so bad, so I broke down. They got a kitten, and now I'm kind of attached to the guy.
Hmm. Oh,
I couldn't
geez.
stand him at first. Now I'm kind of attached to him.
Yeah, I like cats, but I just don't like them in the house. Yeah.
Yeah, really. Eh?
Yeah. I have
Yeah,
one dog, and like I said, I was on the canine unit for so long. You take care of that dog, and you're so close to him, and then when he just passed away not long ago, it's so hard.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's like losing a member of the family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sucks. I had two of them. I had two canines.
Oh, okay. They were
Yeah.
narcotic
One
drugs?
of them was my first dog was an explosive dog, and then
Oh, cool.
my second one was narcotics. Yeah, my
Okay.
explosive dog actually that was the best time I had because I got to travel.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to work all the I worked all the Daytona races. I worked almost all the football games.
Really?
I worked when all the Super Bowls were here in Tampa and Jacksonville and stuff like that. I'd go to all those.
Really?
Anytime a presidential candidate would come, presidential candidate would all fly in here. We'd send the bomb dogs over to search the area, and Air Force One and all that. Yeah,
to clear the areas first.
Yeah.
Really, it must have been a pretty intense job at times, especially when you had like a call for a possible.
Oh yeah, when you get bomb threats and stuff like that, it sucks. But
yeah. How long were you a dog handler for?
Almost 10 years.
Really?
Yeah, the majority of my career. Yeah, I did.
Really?
I started on the road. I did patrol. Was a training officer for a little while. Then I went to K9. I got promoted in K9 to sergeant. I left K9. I went to the drug unit. I was undercover for a couple of years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Don't ask me how, if I was 6'4" and 300 pounds undercover. Yeah. Hey man, can I buy some crack?
Yeah, they have you infiltrating football teams or something like
that. Yeah. I was doing the underground steroids and all that stuff. No, never. Of course, we use confidential informants, and we don't.
Yeah,
we don't ever see any of us.
Yeah, it's a big source of intelligence.
Yeah. Then I actually left for about 12 hours, and I went to Orlando Police Department. I was there for about 12 hours, and I came back.
12 hours.
Well, I mean, I was there for like a week, but
okay.
yeah, it's long. I went through a divorce and stuff. Long story.
Oh,
but,
sorry.
Yeah. So, but I realized I wanted to stay where I was at. So
yeah,
here I am. So and now I'm over the. We had a lot of school shootings and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. So I supervise all the school resource officers now.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of the concerns that you guys have as police officers.
It's a different environment now for kids in school.
Yeah. Well, totally one thing I've always wondered about being a police officer in the U.S. and one thing I think that a lot of people don't take into account, like in the U.S., I'm sure like you could assume that the majority of citizens are armed, or at least own a firearm. If they're not,
yes,
not necessarily walking around with a firearm, but they own a firearm.
Yeah, so you can have a firearm in your car here. There's no law. You don't have to have a permit or anything.
Right. So what I'm saying is like, so to be a police officer, every situation that you guys encounter, you have to have that in your mind that there's potentially a firearm at play.
Mm-hmm.
Where in Canada, it's a concern, but it's definitely not as big a concern as it is for you guys. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that gets lost a lot when people are, talking about police, situations where I can't imagine what that's like to enter a situation thinking that every person you encounter is armed. Mm-hmm. So it must add another level of, awareness to your job already, which I think people just don't understand that and miss that point a lot.
Yeah. And how about what mayor was that said that we should do traffic stops with no guns? I forgot who that was. I think it was Detroit's mayor, I think maybe Minnesota's.
Yeah, it probably sounds like Minnesota.
I don't know, but he's like, yeah, maybe you should do traffic stops with no guns. Okay,
well, maybe
come out here and do a traffic stop with me.
Yeah, but tell him you do it first, and then we'll.
Yeah, come over here. Let's pull this car over here. Let me tell me how it feels with no gun.
Yeah, it's just like all these politicians calling for defunding the police. Well, get rid of your private security team first, and then we'll defund the police. Mm-hmm. So and then we'll see how you feel about it.
Yeah, they want to send everybody in and start hugging everybody. Let's see how that works.
in a perfect world, sure.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we live in a perfect world.
I better stop or I get in trouble.
Yeah, sorry. We keep getting back to this. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh well. Well, man, dude, we've been talking for a while.
Yeah, we have about an hour and a half, eh?
Yeah. I got to work.
Wow. Yeah, I'm working afternoons tomorrow.
Yeah. You guys do shift work? 12 hours?
Kind of. We do have like a bidding process that's based on your seniority. Mm-hmm. And I've got pretty decent seniority now. So I'm working. It's a mixed days and afternoons schedule, but it's heavier on days. Mm-hmm. So I don't like afternoons, especially in the summertime. I find it hard to go into work at 3 o'clock in the afternoon when it's a beautiful day out. You're out with your family and whatnot. So I try to switch my afternoon shifts as much as possible. But I do have the rest of this week to work afternoons, and then I'll finish them for at least about 2 months at least. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, but yeah.
Well, brother, man, I thanks for coming on the show, and
Thank you for having me.
yeah, man, I'm kicking around some ideas for a kind of a. I know your schedule is crazy, but I want to have like a few people on. I want to get a few law enforcement and bodybuilding, people,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to figure out who to have it on, who's available. I know
Yeah.
it'd be cool if I get Ron to do it, and I think if I could get like at least maybe once a month, I know I could get Ron to come on and be in a group discussion with some people and stuff. He'd be really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
It would be awesome to hear some of Ron's old stories.
So-
I'm gonna listen to your podcast with him. He's got some great old stories, I'm sure.
Yeah. So if I get something together, man, I'll hit you up. Maybe if you
Yeah, absolutely.
you can join us here and there.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
if I end up in Florida anytime soon, I will.
Yeah. Give me a shout, man. If you want, if you send me your number or whatever. And so
We'll do. I'll send it to you right now when we're done here.
Yeah. Awesome, bro.
Sounds good.
Thanks again, man. And tell Fuad I said hello.
I will. Thank you, Jason. It's a pleasure meeting you.
All right, brother. Thanks again.
Talk to you soon. Thank you.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
All right. Bye.